Welcome to 365 Dad, and I'm going to show you how to make the perfect queso. Alright, for the queso, I've got my 1 pound of American white cheese. Grab a knife. And I'm just going to cut these in smaller chunks so it'll melt faster while my chicken's cooking. And if you can't find white American cheese at the grocery store, try checking out the deli. That's where I found mine at Walmart, was in the deli. And just tell them that you need it as a block and they'll cut it basically whatever size you want. So next we're going to grab out a medium saucepan. Turn your heat to medium or a 5 or 6, however yours is set up. I'm going to add a half a cup of milk. I prefer using whole milk. I find it has more flavor. And then I'll put my chunks of cheese in. I'm going to add a half a tablespoon of cumin again. Half a teaspoon, excuse me. Half a teaspoon of salt. And then I'll chop up the green pepper, the jalapenos, and we'll get those into the pot as well. Okay, so I'm going to take my paring knife and I'm going to cap this green bell pepper. And then I'm going to devein it and get all the seeds out.
Look at mommy and smile. Please. And look at me. Let me see your eyes. Let me see. Look up at me. Yeah, listen. Cheese. You're so sweet. Good job, buddy. Oh no. Oh no, what?
So we're only going to use half of a small medium bell pepper. And we're going to just chop that into cubes.
Was that a police officer?
If you would like to have more, you most certainly can. This is just a preference. But I would definitely, because green pepper is so strong, I would start with a half. And once the cheese is melted, you can always add more, but you can never take away. Make sure you get all your chunks about the same size, as close as possible. And then we're going to go ahead and add them into the pot with the cheese. Next, I'm going to take out some sliced jalapenos. You can always use fresh. My wife does not like spicy, so I'm going to go on the safe side and do some pickled jalapenos. that have already been de-seeded and deveined. And I'm just going to make these as small as possible. That way a little bit can go a long way. And we'll add that. As far as the jalapenos went, I would like mine spicier. My wife does not, like I said. So I only used like 4 or 5 slices of jalapeno that's already been pickled. If you wanted to go the fresh route but not have it spicy, you could always use a fresh serrano pepper. That would give you a little bit of a kick, but nothing that's overpowerful. I personally like the flavor of jalapenos. Doesn't even have to do anything with the spiciness. So, all I'm going to do is stir the queso occasionally to make sure that it's not scalding. If it seems like it's trying to burn on the bottom, turn down your heat, go slower. Slower is normally better anyway. So, I'll show you the chicken once that's done. I forgot one important ingredient to the queso. A little bit of white onion. For a small onion, we'll use about half. For a large, a third or so. Once again, this is all preference. So that to me is a medium size. So I'll use about half, maybe not quite. You all know how to chop onions. So I'm going to chop this and get that into the queso. Alright, so the queso's coming along pretty good, but that's very, very thick. So I'm going to add another half cup of milk to it and stir that in and see what I think, guys. There we go. That has a much creamier texture to it instead of being so thick. It's still got a little ways to go before all the cheese is melted. I did turn it down to a 2, so a low setting, because it started scalding at the bottom, and that can really ruin the flavor of cheese. The tomato into the queso. After you've added that last bit of tomato, it's time to put some into a bowl, grab some chips, and let's go eat. Thanks for watching 365 Dad. I hope you enjoy your perfect queso.